Well, here we are. This is the final lesson in this course. Congratulations for coming this far with me. I'm very pleased and glad that we could go through all of this material together. I hope that you have found many valuable things to improve your skills and that you will continue to use the lessons in this video course to help you for a long time. Before we end here, I really wanted to look at the very last top section of our framework diagram that we talked about at the very beginning, in the very first video. And if you look at that framework in the introductory section, you remember we have those three main categories of rudiments: single strokes, double strokes, and flams, and all the motions and figures and exercises that go within that framework. But at the very top, we have more advanced flam rudiments and something very, very fun that is called hybrid rudiments. And drummers have a lot of time on their hands, and it seems that the more we drum, we sit around and try to see how we can stick a bunch of different rudiments, basic standard rudiments together and create new and exciting, fun things to play. And in my book, you will find a whole section on hybrid rudiments and some of the standard rudiments. I wanted to talk about two because they're so basic to the world of drumming that this discussion would be incomplete if we didn't talk about them. And this is exercises 88 and then 89 and 90. So if you can look at those in the book, but I'll put it up here on the screen. Exercise 88 introduces a rudiment. It's a hybrid rudiment, probably the most basic hybrid rudiment out there. It's called the flam drag, but it's also one of the coolest rudiments. If you can play flam drags, then you're for real and you mean business. Now, before I play the exercise, I want to just show you the components. Flam drags are made up of flam accents and single drags. So flam accents, we've studied those in this course. Single drags, we've studied and learned those. Put them together, you get flam drags. Very cool. Now exercise 88 breaks it apart and puts it back together. Let me play that for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Those are flam drags. A lot of fun to play. Now let me point out one thing that I think is valuable, and that is if you think about the single hand motion for each of these rudiments and break it apart that way, that's another good way to learn the rudiment. If you remember flam accents, the single hand motion is, and single drags, the hand motion is. You put those together, you have. So you have to play the triple stroke, and the last one is a drag. So you got to squeeze that stick at the end and throw that diddle in there, because fast, it's a lot tougher. So practice that. When you put your hands together, you'll end up with great flam drags. Control your stick heights, keep the taps down, nice flowing float stroke accents. You'll have it, okay? Now the next rudiment I want to look at with you, it's actually two rudiments, but they're of the same concept and family, if you will. And the idea here is, let's add some cheese. Cheese is putting a double stroke on a flam. I really don't know where this term came from, but it's a lot of fun, and the figures are a lot of fun to play. So if you have an accent pattern, triplets for instance, and you add a diddle on the accent, so we're going to accent the diddle, and then you put the grace note back on the accent so that you have a flam and a diddle happening at the same time, that would be cheese. So flam accents, you add cheese to flam accents, you add that accent a diddle. I'll play exercise 89. That's called cheese. Now you can do the same thing with a 5-stroke roll, which is kind of fun, and we call it cheese fives. So you take the same accent pattern, and then you add the 5-stroke roll on top of that. So the first diddle is going to be accented, and then the second diddle is going to be low. Like that. And then you add the grace note back on to create flam accents. Put them together, you have cheese 5s. So faster, exercise 90 would sound like this. Cheese 5s. Combining those diddles and flam grace notes together is a lot of fun. So there's 2 rudiments. Now, I invite you to go through all of those hybrid rudiments one at a time. Go through all the rest of the flam rudiments. We didn't play every flam rudiment that's in the book. There are some more advanced ones that are a lot of fun that just take more work. Break them down, look at the individual hand motions, play the exercises slowly, and you can just be flamming it up and cheesing it up and flam dragging it up and having a blast. It's a great, great time. I really want to thank you for going through this course and going through this journey with me. I hope it's been great for you. I want to leave you with one parting invitation. Please stay in touch. I'm going to continue to answer questions. I'm going to add different things to this course, maybe some supplementary videos as I get feedback from you. If I get feedback from a lot of people, it's like, hey, what about this? What about this? I'll add some more videos to make sure everything is clear. I want this course to be the best possible source for you to build your drumming techniques and be of the generation of drummers that returns to the rudiments and really develops great chops, because it will give your playing a depth of complexity and interest and strength that will be great for you. It'll give you a lot of confidence when you can pick up sticks and you know you got chops and you can drum. The sky's the limit. Your hands don't ever hold you back. You can play anything you want because you've got the chops to do it. So I'll keep in touch and see you soon.